More than 1 million people have already voted in the race to elect Virginia's next governor, attorney general, and lieutenant governor. Avery Davis joining us live in the newsroom now with which party is likely to see gains from that high turnout.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. Roughly 250,000 more people cast votes early this year than in 2021's race that elected Governor Glenn Youngkin. A lot of those votes are being cast from blue cities. UVA Center for Politics says that's a good sign for Democrats running, but they shouldn't celebrate victory just yet.
And this doesn't necessarily mean that the Democratic ticket will win, but in general, it seems like the Democratic areas are producing more votes.
1.2 million people voted in Virginia during the 45-day early voting period that ended Saturday. The Virginia Public Access Project reports that most of those voters were likely Democrats.
I caution people about putting too much stock into these numbers. What we know is this is a good turnout based on the early voting.
Here's a map from the Virginia Public Access Project showing turnout by precinct. In Charlottesville and Albemarle County, the percentage of registered voters who voted early reached as high as 40%. Deciphering who those voters voted for, Sabato says, is not an exact science.
This is all guesswork, in part because Virginia is one of about half the states that doesn't register by party.
UVA Center for Politics' Larry Sabato says down the ballot, it's still anyone's race.
If you think you're guaranteed to win a race, you're halfway to losing.
Sabato predicts at least 2 more million people will vote on Election Day. Many of those votes, he says, will be cast for Republicans, Winsome Earl-Sears, Jason Miyares, and John Reed.
So you have a larger Republican turnout on Election Day. That is traditional.
One clear break from the tradition of recent years, Sabato says, was more Republicans voting early by mail. That, he says, was intentional.
The Republican Party leaders have realized that they're being hurt at the polls. They're losing elections they didn't have to lose. Many of them have sent out word urging Republicans to vote early.
Sabato says high early voting turnout should not be a deterrent for people who have not voted yet. In the past, he says he's seen races be determined by just a handful of votes. Live in the newsroom, Avery Davis, 29 News at 5.